starting this week's vlog off with a rant, which is always a wonderful sign. It shows the week to come is going to be brilliant, but it annoys me so much. It really gets on my nerves when I see people complain about the content they don't see on booktube, and they're like, oh, I want to see more of this, more people should post XYZ content, whether it's like nonfiction or book reviews or people going to libraries or like literally anything. Those are just like the ones I happen to notice because I also like those things, so I follow a bunch of people who do those things. But it's like that content exists on booktube, and like pretty much everything anyone wants to see exists on booktube. It's just a matter of searching it out instead of just like subscribing to a bunch of people who don't post the content you want to see. Like, that's your problem. Like, the content you want to see is there. You're just not following the people who post it. If you care so much about that content, actively seek it out instead of just putting out a blanket statement of more people should make this content, because that's so annoying. Like, if you care about it, actively support the content creators who are already doing that content, because they exist, they're out there. It's not their fault that you don't automatically see them. Like, make your subscription feed what you want to see and stop just passively sitting there and waiting for other people to come to you with this content that you apparently care so much about. It's annoying. I really hate seeing it, because it's like, and it's not me being like, oh, follow my content because I make that content. Because it's different content. Like, those were just random examples. But it's like, it's because I have interests that are outside of just like what is the most popular on booktube. Like, I do like fantasy, I do like YA, but I also read a lot of nonfiction. I read classics, I read literary fiction, I read random stuff, and I really like book reviews. That's the content I enjoy. So I actively seek out a lot of the content that I like to see. It's why I see people talk about nonfiction every single day in my subscription feed. Every day I see book reviews, multiple book reviews every day in my feed, because I actually look for people who post the content that I want to see, and I make my subscription feed the content I enjoy instead of just like what's popular. And I don't know, it's just frustrating to see people ignoring all the wonderful, amazing creators who make like kind of stuff that's outside the norm, and then complain that other people don't make that content and that it's not made enough. It's really frustrating to me, and I see it on a regular basis. Just like, wow, booktubers should do more X, and it's like, okay, but like, I can list 50 people I subscribe to who do that. Why aren't you following any of them? Or if you don't like them, why don't you seek out people you do like who post that content instead of complaining about the people who maybe don't enjoy that content? It's so frustrating. So tonight has been a night of reading. I pretty much started reading at about 11 p.m. and just read all night. It's now like 10:30 a.m. So I got a lot finished. First I finished Lady Night by Tamara Pierce, which is the fourth in the Protector of the Small series, which I gave 4 stars. So I'm done with this series, which is lovely. It was really fun to reread, and I do honestly think that this is my favorite in the Tortel universe. Like, not this book, I gave this book 4 stars, but like this series, it's good. And I think, I don't know, it has like fewer issues, just like because Alana was written in the 80s and Dane was written in like the early 90s, because these were written in like the early 2000s, you can tell a difference in just like very small things, but it's still a noticeable difference. But I loved it. I think Kel is my new favorite. And then I finished Anyara by Harry Martinson, which was the science fiction poem that I've been reading for like a month. It's where we got my cat's name from. Mima came from that poem. So I finished that. I gave it 3 stars. I'm like, I liked the beginning of it, which I already knew. But the rest of it was kind of like, I didn't really understand it. But that's fine. It was out of my comfort zone, so I'm happy with that. And then I read The Gilded Razor, which I both started and finished last night. I pretty much just sat down and read it all in one sitting, and this was not a fun read. I mean, it was very fun, but in that way that it was, like, hilariously bad, kind of. I've never heard someone complain so much about being upper middle class and white and male, so that was fun. It was, like, cartoonish almost. Like, it was almost like he was doing it intentionally, but he wasn't, which was kind of sad. But, I don't know. 2 stars. Yeah. It's called The Gilded Razor because he cut up his Adderall with a gold razor before he snorted it. So, that's pretty much everything you need to know about this book, I feel like. Not one I would recommend. And then, because I wasn't done, I started and finished Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samira Ahmed. I gave this 3 stars. I wanted to like it more than I did. I don't know. It felt flat to me, kind of. I haven't left a review on Goodreads yet, because I have to, like, get my thoughts. But it did feel kind of flat. It felt like things were too easy, almost, and it felt like some of the more serious issues got, like, brushed aside for the romance. And I don't know, it felt like kind of disjointed and weird, and I wasn't the biggest fan. But I did think it was a worthwhile book, and I think if you're like 15, you'd probably like it a lot more. I do feel like this is more of like a middling YA book, whereas like it's one I'd recommend to like teenagers who are not like older YA teenagers, but like around 15, I'd like highly recommend this book. I think it's wonderful. But for like adults who read YA, I feel like it'd be okay, but I don't know. It just, the characters felt kind of flat to me. Like, not the main character, but a lot of, like, the side characters had their single role in the story, and it was like, this is the reason that they're like this. And I don't know. It was fine, and there were, like, a lot of things that I did enjoy about this book. I just think overall it was not as good as I wanted it to be, and it was weird because it was, like, basically 2 different stories. But, yeah. I don't know. Glad I read it, though, because I do think it was worthwhile. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading anything right now, because I kind of got through a lot last night, and I still do have to leave a review on Goodreads for that, and update everything on that, because I literally just finished it, like, 5 minutes ago, which is why my thoughts are, like, kind of all over the place. I'm like, I don't know, because I haven't, like, organized them yet, and I took very few notes. I might go to the library today, because I did find out something exciting, which is that I don't actually need to be a resident of the city in order to get a library card for the city libraries. I can be a resident of the county and have a city library card, which I did not know. I just assumed you had to be, like, a Richmond resident, which I am not and never have been. So the fact that I can get a library card is fantastic, because I was looking it up because I was going to get my boyfriend to get a library card, because he lives in the city, and I'm, like, basically living with him now, just not, like, officially. So I was going to get him to get a library card so I could use his privileges. But the fact that I can is even better, because now I can just do it on my own and not, like, worry about his stuff. So I might do that today. I'm not sure. I'm, like, kind of tired since I was awake all last night. So it might be the kind of thing where, like, I'm just like, let's go, like, Thursday. Because tomorrow we're going to Busch Gardens, the amusement park again. So that'll be fun. But definitely won't have time for literally anything else. But I don't know. I'm just like, I've never been in that library before. I've never been to it. And it's, I don't know. It's one of those things that it's just like weird and kind of nerve-wracking to go someplace new when I've been up for like 24 hours now. But, yeah, that's it. I'm probably going to go like try to make myself edit a video or like read some more, maybe. I'm kind of in a reading mood, which is weird because I've just been reading for like 12 hours straight. But I might go read some more. we went to Busch Gardens again, and today has kind of just been a recovery day, which is why I've been so far behind on everything YouTube. Like, posting videos, haven't done. Watching videos, haven't done. I think I'm just gonna skip everything Reading Rush related just because I'm not participating in it and I don't particularly care, and there's just so much stuff that I literally don't have time to watch all of it. So it's easier just to watch none of it than to like pick and choose, because picking and choosing makes me feel bad. So I think I'm just gonna skip like all of that content. And I have not been watching YouTube today, which I should, because I've been reading John Krakauer's Under the Banner of Heaven, which is for a crime scene, and the live show it's Crime Scene is a true crime read along hosted by Cammy's Corner and Joni Reads. The live show for this is tomorrow night, and I am I only started this yesterday, and I didn't really read much yesterday. I didn't really read that much today, and John Krakauer was kind of slow just because it's like dense nonfiction, like fascinating stuff, but it's not like sit down and binge the whole thing in 3 hours the way I can like other books. So I've been working on this. I am enjoying it. It's just like, God, it's so disappointing to just like look at that and be like, I thought I was making progress and I'm not making progress. But I am hoping that I can get done with this by 8 p.m. tomorrow. It's currently like 9 p.m. So I have like 23 hours, which should be fine if I like read a bunch tonight. I don't know. I need to stop leaving these things till the last minute. And then for the rest of the month, I have to read The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna for the Literary Alliance Book Club on Facebook. And then I have to read the President's Daughter series, which is for the rereadathon for this month. And I've only like started the first one and I still haven't picked it up because I'm like, oh no, but it's so sad. I don't want to stop reading it. I don't want to like finish the experience of reading it, so I'm just not going to, and that makes no sense. But that basically just those two things. Lots of reading. Not much YouTubing going on, just lots of reading. I'm hoping that I can get through some of my library books though, so that I can have not 10 things checked out from the library once like August comes, because having a lot checked out from the library is just bad. Like, I need to stop. I need to read what I own, and I need to like limit what I get from the library and only get things from the library that like I desperately need to read. And yeah, I don't know. I am enjoying this though. I think kind of what I'm kind of planning to do, I'm reading another one of John Krakauer's books next month that I'm buddy reading with Cozy Reader Kelly. I forget what it's called. It's a military thing, I think. But I'm reading that next month. And then I think I'm going to try to finish everything John Krakauer's published by the end of the year. And when I say everything, I mean everything that's, like, reasonably available. Because, like, he's a nonfiction writer. He's done a lot of, like, magazine work and essays and articles and stuff like that. So I can't, like, read, like, literally everything he's written. But, like, read most of his, like, well-known published works, like his books and stuff, and he has one collection of essays I'd like to read, but I kind of want to like finish everything he's written and like read it all because I love him, and I feel like it'd be an interesting video just to like discuss his works as a whole, because he doesn't have that many more books. I think I think he only has like 3 or 4 more that I still have to read, maybe 5. I think he might have like 4 more that I still have to read, and that's not that many. Like, I can get that done by the end of the year, so I think that's gonna be like low-key what I'm trying to do. So today I went down to the library, not my normal library, I went to a new library. But I got a new library card for the Richmond Public Library, which is so much fun because it's a second library, so that means I have a wider selection of books, and hopefully they'll have some things that I've been looking for that the Henrico Library doesn't. And B, I've been at my boyfriend's for a while now, and the Richmond Public Library is way closer. Like, it's 5 minutes away. Like, I could literally walk there if it wasn't, 98 degrees outside. But, like, on a 65-degree day, 100% will walk there. It's so lovely. It's only like 9 blocks away, and it's a nice library. Like, it's small, but it's like jam-packed with stuff, whereas my library is small and not super jam-packed with stuff. But I don't know, I'm super excited about it. And I did pick up one book, just because, I don't know, it was the inaugural use of my library card. I wanted to get a book, and I was browsing, and so I grabbed The Radium Girls by Kate Moore, which is about the dark story of America's Shining Women. It's about women who worked during World War I or II, the First World War. Women who worked in a factory that had radium, and they got like radium poisoning because like people didn't know. And it's about that. Like, I've heard really good things about this. It sounds very interesting. And yeah, I just wanted to get like one book just because it was the first time I'd been in there, so I wanted to get a book. But I'm gonna try not to get many books from there because my Henrico library has a 4-week lending period where like you check out a book and it's yours for 4 weeks, and then you could renew it if there are no holds on it after 4 weeks. This library is 2 weeks, and I'm like kind of like, I don't know, like 2 weeks is not that long, especially if like there's no guarantee of renewal. So I'm gonna try not to check out more than like one book at a time from them, at least until I like get more of a feel for like what has holds on it, because it is the city library, so it could have like way more holds. But I'm very excited for this, and I'm super excited for my new library card. It's so shiny and pretty, and I have to like take it out of the thing, and I signed my name on the back, and it's like literally that is me signing my name. I can't do cursive. Well, I can, I'm just lazy. But I'm very excited. It's fun. It's gonna be nice to be able to like go to the library down here and not have to drive like 20-25 minutes back to the library I normally go to, and then drive back. And I don't know, I'm very excited. I like to have more access to all the libraries. So I did actually wind up finishing Under the Banner of Heaven today, which is nice because the live show was tonight and I could actually attend most of it. I was there for like an hour out of the hour and a half they were live. But really good book. Like, definitely recommend if you're interested in like fundamentalism in religion, or specifically fundamentalism in Mormonism, which is interesting. Not a topic that I would like have picked myself, but it was still interesting to read about. So I think that's kind of why it was 4 out of 5 for me. But yeah, John Krakauer was wonderful as always. Like, I highly recommend his work as always. He's probably one of my favorite nonfiction writers, if not my favorite of all time. But he's just truly like a wonderful writer. So the unfortunate thing that I have just discovered when I tried to log into my library account to renew books is that most of the books I was trying to renew have holds. Like, I was trying to renew 4 that are due by the end of the month, and only one of them renewed. So I have books that are due tomorrow, which is lovely. One of them is Red Sister, which like I don't have time to read that. I will check that out again soon. One is Under the Banner of Heaven, which is not due tomorrow, but it's due on the 31st, so like that's in like 3 days, as opposed to tomorrow. So I'm just gonna return it tomorrow. And then the last is The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna, which I hadn't started yet, which is unfortunate because this was for my book club and I really need to get it read. Yeah, I don't know why I was surprised that this has hold, because I knew it had holds. But yeah, I now have to read this tomorrow. I have not started yet, so wish me luck, because this has been the month of absolutely just binge reading the crap out of books. And apparently it's not going to stop. And I did actually get some progress done on The President's Daughter yesterday. I'm now like a little more than halfway through with that, I think. I love it. It's wonderful. I highly recommend. Like, can I just like have a video? I might just do like a PSA video of like why you should read these books, because they're amazing and no one ever reads them, because they're so wonderful. But yeah, today was meant to be like a chill day of like doing some booktube, reading The President's Daughter, just like kind of hanging out. And yeah, no, today is going to be a day of binge reading The Great Alone, because yeah, I can't plan, but I also have another couple of books that I can return to the library. So like by the time I do my wrap up, I'm going to have none of the books that I read this month and just have to insert their image, which is super annoying, but whatever. I'm gonna go read this now. I have like 4 hours. I don't know what time it is. I have 3 or 4 solid hours to just read this before I have to like shower and make dinner, because my boyfriend gets off at like after 11 and he has to be in at work by 10 tomorrow. So I have to make dinner tonight, which is lovely, and I'm making pad thai from scratch because he thinks he might have a gluten intolerance, so we're gonna try to eat. He's gonna try to eat like gluten free for like a week or two and like see if that changes anything. And the pad thai sauce that I buy at the store has wheat in it, so I have to make it from scratch, which is not hard. It's just like mildly annoying on a day where I have other things to do. So yeah, I have to cook later. I might, since he's not here when I'm cooking, I might actually show my pad thai and the pad thai recipe, or I might just be lazy and be like, "Hey, look, it's pad thai." But either way, it's gonna be tasty. So I am making pad thai. I opted not to show you guys like actual making it, just because mostly I'm lazy. But like that's the tofu, which is like browning up slightly, and that's the sauce with all the saucy ingredients. Don't judge the lemon. I don't have any lime juice and I didn't feel like getting any. But it's basically just rice vinegar and soy sauce and brown sugar and sriracha and whatever mixed together and like makes a nice little sauce. And then those are my vegetables that I've cut up. They're tasty. They're not actual like pad thai vegetables. Like you usually don't put mushrooms and corn in pad thai, but my boyfriend doesn't like peas and we didn't like have anything else, and this is what we like. It tastes good. And then bean sprouts, because like we actually do put bean sprouts in pad thai. But I'm just waiting for the tofu to brown so then I can like make the noodles and stir fry the veggies and then add it all together with the tasty sauce.